Welcome to Team Fortress 2, one of the all-time classics and the grandfather of the hero shooter, in my opinion, that led way to where Overwatch could have a very successful game and then fumble it on the second game. The opposite happened with Team Fortress 2, with Team Fortress 2 being a fantastic game and Team Fortress Classic being also a fantastic game, but Team Fortress 2 just became better, as it is such a hyper-stylized video game that even after, 14 years? No, it's more than that now. No, it's 14. Yeah, it's 14. After 14 years, it still looks good. That's the power of a stylized video game. This game is a game I have played since I was about 4. To put this into perspective, I am almost 20, and I still play this game. And I still main Pyro, and I still play like garbage. That's kind of a joke, and I'm also serious. It's weird. I start off doing garbage, and then I get back in the groove of it later in this video. But with that being said, we're just going to be talking about Team Fortress 2, my past with the game, how I used to play it, while you guys watch as I play Pyro, and either judge me harshly, or you guys are like, he's just a game. Hi, sorry to interrupt your, regularly scheduled program of watching me play games and talk. However, I must say, if you're enjoying this video in any way, shape, and or form, you should leave a like, subscribe, maybe even leave a comment letting me know what I did good, what I did bad, and hell, if you really like my content, share it with your friends, because that'll help grow the channel. And the more we have, the merrier. And back to your regularly scheduled video. So let's get right into it, where let's just start off with the beginning. Back on my old man's laptop is when I first started playing Team Fortress 2. I was about, 5 or 6 or somewhere around there. I was young, alright? I was young. Gaming still wasn't the massive juggernaut it is today. And I just wanted a free-to-play game. I was young, I didn't have a job, my parents wouldn't buy me a game. I mainly got most of my games through my brother, who got games bought for him because he was at that age where he would get games. And so I browsed through Steam, played Team Fortress 2, and there's a specific feeling that comes with this. I cannot describe to you the feeling when I first booted up Team Fortress 2, and me and my sister ended up playing the NVM game mode. It was, I forgot the name of that. You have the 2 bridges, and then you have the building in the middle. You have the bunker in the middle as well. It's like a straight shot, but then you have the 2 bridges, so they split into 2 sides. That map, that was my first ever memory of Team Fortress. Playing it. My sister was playing the medic, I was playing Pyro, and something about it just felt... I can't describe to you what exactly it was. I can't tell you it's the gameplay, I can't tell you if it's the art style, I can't tell you if it's just my first ever video game that I really got into. But something within me clicked, and I proceeded to put about 10,000 hours into that game on one Steam account. By the time I was like 10. That Steam account no longer exists. This is me going off of my memory. I put years of time into that game by the time I was 10. So that's about 6, 7 years. And then I lost my Steam account. It doesn't matter. Made a new Steam account 2, 3 years after. I had a PlayStation, so I focused on that. And I finally got a PC back in 2020. And then the cycle continued again. There were 2 cycles that happened. One of them was Team Fortress 2, and the other one was Warframe. And oh boy, I fall. But before that, let's back up. Before I lost my Steam account, there were a lot of game modes that I played over. Team Fortress 2. And one of the major ones was Jailbreak. Now, Jailbreak servers are dead. You can't really find them. I would love to host a Jailbreak. That would be absolutely amazing. But I doubt I'll be, unfortunately. And that's okay. Same thing with NVMMA, which is machine attacks. I would love to have a live stream where we have me, maybe one of my buddies and 8 other people, so 10 total players go into MBM machine attacks and play through all the episodes in one stream, where I would like maybe run like a raffle where I'm like, hey, I'm thinking of a number of 1 through 1. Right? The first or the closest 10 people within the first like 30 seconds gets it, right? Something along those lines. And like every episode it's new people, or if they're consistent viewers, or I'll run like a Patreon, or if you're a supporter of the channel, you get first dibs, something along those lines. I don't know when I would run it, I just know I would have. But with that being said, that's something I've always wanted to do. And these community servers have influenced me immensely. I have made friends that I don't remember the names of because of how young I was. But it also kind of came with a price. When you're a kid on the internet, you learn a bit of things that you shouldn't learn. It is what it is, frankly. That's the price of gaming as a kid. And so I learned things that I shouldn't have learned when I was, like 8. But hey, is what it is. And I still play the game. I would do these jailbreaks. I would win consistently. I would play it. I'd enjoy it. I wouldn't really go to blue team because I never really had a confidence with like speaking and using speaking to like 10 plus people. And here I am. I know some of my videos get thousands of views. It's weird. It doesn't sit right with me still, but I enjoy it. And I enjoy talking. But when jailbreak started, becoming something I played a little less, I would also get into Slender Fortress. I'd get into these different game modes that are in the community servers. And I would just enjoy myself. I felt free. I didn't feel stressed from school. I didn't feel the stress of family. I just played video games. I played TF2 and I enjoyed myself. I would play with my buddies. I would try to convince my buddies to get it. I'm still trying to convince Garrett to reinstall it. It'll be a minute till that happens, but I'm trying. And so I played it. And it's one of those games that I'll never stop playing, no matter what. I always have a way to play it. And I've modded it. As you can tell, my HUD's a little different. When I pull up my class select, because I contemplate changing classes when they have a shitload of heavies, I think about changing the class. And you can tell that it's a little different. The mod support and the attire support, as in fashion, is fantastic. As I yawn. And frankly, the way that I feel about this game is like a one true love, I suppose. Don't get me wrong, I have more time on the Steam account in Warframe. And my Warframe time is nearing my TF2. But the amount of time that I spent on TF2 as a kid makes the time I have in Warframe up. And I'm always trying to try things, especially with this YouTube deal. Because I'm sure you guys can tell, I play with thumbnails. I try to do, sometimes I get unique with it. Sometimes I try to keep the general, deal about it. But I think what I need to do is I need to make unique thumbnails that aren't themed, right? They have my style, but it's not necessarily like the past view or the past videos. They have the blue and pink, things like this video style, where it follows the art style of the game. And we have the bearded dragon and a lizard, or in a shark costume, hidden in the image somewhere. And speaking of which, that is something I'm doing. And first one to comment doesn't really get anything, not right now. But if I get bigger and I can do these like giveaway type deals, I may just start doing like game giveaways, like item giveaways, for whoever finds the lizard first, comment first. And I think it'll be fun. I want to have a little game like that to where I can not necessarily support my viewers, but like show, hey, I am here. I'm not just some schmuck behind a camera. Even though I'm not even really behind the camera much, I'm behind a screen. I just play games. I don't like the webcam. I could get one, but I don't want one. It's not anonymity, but it's, you know, I can wear what I want. I can be who I want. I can have messy hair, and I don't have to worry about being presentable because I do this right now, at least for enjoyment. You know, I enjoy doing this. Do I want it to become a career? Perhaps. I do it out of, and I want TF2 to be part of it. That is one thing I want. Team Fortress 2 is a game that has influenced me. It is my first video game that I got into. And then Warframe was another one. Probably the second game that I got most into after TF2. I didn't really get into games that heavily. And then Siege. I got a little too deep into Siege. But when it comes down to it, TF2 is a game where there's been ups and downs. I stopped playing it when the bot crisis started. I believe the bot crisis started 2020-ish, which is a shame. That's around when my old man passed, and so I stopped playing around the bot crisis and my old man passed. And I never came back to it because I'm like, hey, I can't do this with bot crisis, especially as a pyro main. There's no doing that. There was no winning. So I stopped playing. But as the bot crisis worsened, and then in 2022, I believe, Valve was just like, we hear you. And they clearly didn't hear us well enough. They didn't solve the bot crisis. They gave us Versus X and Hail, which was cool. As an official game mode, they gave us Versus X and Hail. But then came this year, where I want to upload content on TF2. Just me playing it, you know, funny moments, playing with my friends, being goofy. Because the bot crisis has been solved. They dealt with the bots, which is a fantastic thing for me, fantastic thing for the people who want to play. I keep on yawning, man. It is something that makes me immense. The fact that the bots are done and we now have the ability to play the game as it was meant to be played without the bots, where things can get goofy, where you can hit random cool clips, where you can, you know, rocket or air blast a rocket and get a kill. You know, it's immensely satisfying to know that TF2 is back. The bot crisis is done. And it makes me happy that I can say wholeheartedly that TF2 is back. And that's what this video is about. TF2 was a game that was ahead of its time. You can tell because people are still trying to get into the hero shooter game. Overwatch came in and instantly a rivalry between TF2 and Overwatch came through, yet the moment Overwatch 2 dropped, everything went to shit. The moment that bots came to TF2, everything went to shit. But there's a difference between the two. TF2 got rid of the bots. Overwatch can't undo what they did with Overwatch 2, which is what they're trying to do. They are trying to undo the damage caused by Overwatch. At least in the changes that they made, implies that they spoke. Well, Valve just doesn't listen to this. I'm not going to sit here and tell you Valve's great, because they ignored us, and it's disheartening. The fact that a game that so many people adore is getting ignored is awful. A game with such a diverse, unique community is getting it by their developer. And we just have to sit here and take it. The game was ahead of its time. The game's art style still looks fantastic to this day. And that's undeniable. The game looks fantastic. Is it hyper realistic, you know, super cool, tactical? No. No, that's not what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a cartoony shooter. And that's what it fills the void of. And it does it with flying colors. If TF2 had the realism graphics, TF2 would not be what it is. It would not be alive to this day. It wouldn't have the community it has. It certainly wouldn't have all the hats and the, you know, abundance of cosmetics it has. It would be dead. But it was. And that's a wonderful thing. And I'm happy to know that even after all this time, Team Fortress 2 still stands, still brings me an abundance of joy that I cannot begin to describe. I would play it while COVID was there. Before the bots really hit, I would play it in the middle of my class because I was a sophomore and freshman in high school, depending on when in the year. And I enjoyed it. My dad would come in and he'd see me playing and he would actually watch me play. He'd be like, why the hell aren't you doing your classwork? And I look at him like, I'm done. It's easy, dude. Eye-numbing, actually. And so it got to the point where I kind of just enjoyed it myself. And when bots hit, and now we're here. The bots are gone. The game is back. If anybody wants to join the Discord, it's in the description. If anybody wants to like, subscribe, go. If you learned something new somehow, even though it's a hotly debated topic, like, you know, leave a comment. Share your stories at TF2. Because I know full well I'm not the only one who has a story where this game has had an, you know. So I'll see you guys in the next one. If you want to see more TF2 content where it's not as, you know, emotionally driven and it's kind of just me playing the game, being enjoying myself, leave a comment, like, subscribe, show me that you guys want to see more TF2 content. And I'll see you guys in the next one where, I don't know, we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be Warframe. I still have a lot of Warframe stuff that I have in my mind that I can do. Have a good one, boys. Oops.